Hello, hello. Welcome everyone to Decentralized Masters. Hope all of you had great holiday season. Um, Happy New Year's. And today we have Filippo here joining us with a lot of really good information. So make sure to go ahead and comment down below if you guys have any questions with what we're talking about. Make sure to also, if you are interested into joining our private community. You could also go ahead and give it a try by joining our free community down below in the description. Become your own bank. With that being said, I'm going to go ahead and pass it over to Filippo. He's a DeFi analyst and mentor now, so congratulations to him. So I'm going to be flipping it over to Filippo, and he has a lot of really good information for us. So let's go straight into it, Filippo. How's your day going so far, man?
Thank you for the introduction. It's going great. I'm very excited for this new experience here at DM. Very, very excited. And I do have a few things to show you today. I hope everyone had a great new start of the new year. Happy New Year, John, and I think she means Filippo, but yeah. So
Happy New Year's, Mila.
Happy New Year's. So I'll start by sharing my screen here. So let me find the right screen over here.
Hi, Russ. Good to see you as well. Happy New Year's. Good to always see
To
you.
start the year in 2024, this graph shows basically exactly why we are in this space. So if we analyze Bitcoin versus other assets, commodities, etc., Bitcoin has been overperforming literally everything year on end, and this year hasn't been any different. Ethereum has been lagging big time this year. Usually Ethereum is very highly correlated to Bitcoin. Hopefully is going to catch up soon. Nasdaq, as you can see, performed just over 25%. Gold as well. S&P 500, Nikkei 225. Then there's the Shanghai Composite, and then there's other smaller things that such as copper that performed very poorly, and then crude oil that was actually in negative this year. So this paints the picture of let's say, call it the future, which is looking bright for Bitcoin. It's been averaging Bitcoin at least 50% a year. This year has been very bullish, and this chart shows precisely what's happening here. So equities here, as you can see, are in blue, and then there's precious metals, which is gold. And so that's why we always preach, getting involved, because sooner or later, whoever buys Bitcoin and holds it for 4 years never loses statistically. So you can buy it maybe today and be at a loss for a couple of years, but if you stick around, this chart shows how Bitcoin basically overperforms year on end, comparing it to other things like these. Other than this, I wanted to also analyze a little bit the charts, which are looking green today. So Bitcoin basically retraced pretty nicely. We have seen a nice pullback, and we'll calculate exactly how much it was from the top here. So, closer to previous cycles, 15%, 16%, which is not that quite that much compared to other pullbacks in the previous cycle, such as these ones here. These were all 20 plus pullbacks, so it wouldn't be out of the realm of possibilities to see these kind of pullbacks. Clearly, this time around, there's a bit higher buying pressures. The sentiment is getting bullish, not from retail, but from the big players such as banks, countries. As a matter of fact, companies, tech companies, asset managers, as we know, such as BlackRock. And basically, this was definitely a nice pullback, and I would have definitely waited to buy in. So this was definitely a good opportunity to buy. But I believe that it wouldn't be out of the realm of possibilities to also hit the 100-day moving average. So this light bluish green line, it represents the average price of Bitcoin in the last 100 days. So it takes into account all this move. So that would be 86. It wouldn't be impossible to touch this. The chart overall would still be in a bullish trend if we would go as low as 85. Clearly not financial advice, but if you didn't get any entries, I would definitely think about putting some limit orders over here. Maybe a bit higher, like 88, 85, because this would definitely be a very, very good reset to then start again. Maybe it will, like today it's a green day, clearly, but we have to first get over this high. If we get rejected here, we would likely probably revisit these lows. Let's see. So the question here that we got, John, I think was the platform that we're using here is tradingview.com. So you can either sign up for free, or you can also pay for the payment version with the paid version, where you can get like indicators such as this RSI. So this RSI basically shows when it's above this green line, it means that the asset is overheated, and this time it really told us like it was overheated. It called the local top here. So if we would have sold here, which I don't recommend with Bitcoin, I would never sell Bitcoin. But if you would use it, if this was an altcoin, you may want to take profit when this indicator is flashing above the green line, and vice versa. When it's below the red line, it could be a good buy opportunity. So let's see. The MACD flashed red, which is not a great sign, and it could further prove the fact that we could go lower in the short term. But I was expecting this pullback right before the holidays, because usually during the holidays, people want to buy presents, people go on vacation, and usually there is a sell-off at the end, like during Christmas, and the market picks back up in the new year. So usually this is why we got this pullback, also because the market was overheated for sure, as you can see over here as well for this project called Say is a layer one. We can notice how this RSI plus the normalized Fisher transform with signals. So it's an RSI with a twist here. It flashed over here. It was telling us that you might want to consider selling. In fact, it did correct very nicely over here. Actually, altcoins always correct more here, 40% from the local top. So that's why we don't chase green candles. We usually follow red candles before buying. And here it flashed green again, so it could signal a great entry over here. Not financial advice, of course. Let's say Ondo, for example, a project that we all love. Same story here. We basically run up very, very nicely with rumors of the new SEC chair becoming the new. The new SEC chair has been associated to Ondo personally, so that definitely contributed to this run up. But clearly, if we didn't enter before this run up, you would have had to wait for a pullback of this kind, and this indicator helped us kind of time it. Selling I sold my half of my initial investment at this blue line, so almost at the top, and now I could buy back in with that money if I wanted to. here lower. So as you can see, altcoins always give you great opportunities. This was also 40% pullback, which might be scary for most of you, but in crypto, it's pretty regular stuff. So please never enter when the market is going up. Only if you didn't get like an entry. Don't buy based on FOMO. Don't buy because you think this thing is gonna go higher. Ultimately, we wanna invest in a smart way, and we wanna also make sure that we have a few little indicators here to kind of help us with this. We don't want to buy when all of this is green, but we want to buy when this now it turned red. So as soon as it's gonna flash green, maybe it could be the ultimate signal that a reversal is coming. And then there's many other indicators that we can look at here. For example, the Bollinger Bands. Let me take away the EMAs here. So this is another indicator that helps us understand when things are overheated. So usually when the chart goes above the red line, this one here, it tends to correct, kind of like the RSI. So here it matches. When the lines are above the green line here, we can expect a pullback, and it touched the blue line perfectly, and then it rebounced here. This time around, it didn't really go past it, but it went close to going above this line again, and now it's kind of hovering on this green line, which is acting kind of like a support. So definitely another indicator I look at. But I definitely, when I want to put limit orders, one of the things that I use the most are the EMAs. So the moving average, essentially. So the red one is 20-day average price. The orange is going to be 50-day. The green is going to be 100-day, and the dark blue is the 200-day average. So this could be a good, simply placing these EMAs can be good enough when you want to get an entry. So when the price goes far from the red line, we know that maybe it has been overbought something, because it moved too much far away from the average price, because the price was pretty much going sideways. When it goes this vertical, like, we don't want to be a buyer here. We want to wait that we get retested. So here it retested the line, and then it bounced very hard, and now it came back down. It's kind of cooling off, and it's hovering around this orange line, which is the 50-day. So if usually you want to be a bit greedy with your entries, so you can put limit orders at 120, maybe 130, like this, because we could definitely get like a little retest here. But I believe I'm strongly bullish now. There's 18 days left until the new president comes around. I mean, it's not because of him that we're pumping, but definitely, according to what he said, if he stands and he abides by what he says, it should be very, very positive for the market as a whole. Clearly, there's many other factors that are playing here, which is the M2 money supply, and the halving now that's showing the scarcity of Bitcoin, and all of this new interest that's coming in by big pockets that I mentioned here like 10 minutes ago. Then other projects that I was monitoring are definitely Tao, which is an AI leader. Same thing, Tao has been definitely not performing that well. So anytime something goes below the 200-day moving average, usually it's a great buying opportunity. So here, and here. Now Tao, as you can see, since the average has been pretty much sideways, that's why these lines are not like the ones that we saw before in a price action, which is up only, such as Ondo. So I mean, altcoins will definitely have their time in 2025, I believe. And it's important to understand that not everything pumps at the same time, because liquidity usually shifts. So we can definitely expect Bitcoin to continue, because 97,000 seemed a lot a few months ago, but now it seems like, now that we passed the 105 and we reached 108,000, 97 seems like like it's nothing, right? So I'm expecting Bitcoin to lead the way again here, but at some point, altcoins, as soon as ETH starts going past the all-time high of 4,800, we can expect a full-blown altcoin season. So ETH is definitely lagging a bit here, but once this picks up, I'm expecting altcoins to pump, smaller altcoins to pump, NFTs to pick up volume again. So definitely to keep an eye on these opportunities. Speaking of NFTs, we can check the volume that's been picking up on these on NFTs recently. Let me pull up here. So, right. So basically, the weekly volume, as you can see, has been very stagnant in the past few months, except in November, we have seen a nice pickup volume on NFTs. So definitely they are the further risk spectrum. So maybe riskier than some meme coins as well. But being into projects before they actually, the interest comes, could be the winning strategy. Clearly, it's a different game, because when you buy an NFT, they're highly illiquid, so you can't sell a portion of them like a coin. If you buy 1,000 of a coin, you can sell $100 worth of that coin. NFTs, you buy the whole thing and you sell the whole thing. There's nothing that you can't sell a portion of it. So definitely be very careful what you buy. I mean, just recently, this project called Pudgy Penguins. Pudgy Penguins is a project that just did an airdrop, and the floor price of these NFTs is 23 ETH, so $80,000. So clearly, it's not for everyone. But if you see the activity, we will notice that they weren't this high in the. You could have bought a Pudgy Penguin for around 8 ETH in October, and now they're trading for almost 25 ETH. So clearly, this run up was definitely sparked by the airdrop, right? So this chart is looking very nice. It's been actually a project that's been, if you would have bought it in January 2022, it was around 1 ETH and a half, so a 20x if you would have held it until now. And surprisingly, most of NFTs, also like the OGs like Punks or CryptoPunks or like Bored Apes, they lost a lot of value. Penguins here, Pudgy Penguins, actually held the value and actually went up while all of the rest of the market was going down. So this definitely tells you that this project has been killing it in terms of building a reputation. And just recently they had the Pengu airdrop. So if you would have held one of these NFTs, they would have basically airdropped you free money. Right now they're it's like their meme coin, essentially. It's their coin of their ecosystem. And I think for one Pudgy Penguin, you would have received By holding one of these, you would have received around like $50,000 free. So, I mean, that tells a lot. And this goes to say that if you sell the airdrop, usually on chain is not very good for you because they're gonna mark you as a non-community member and just a cash grabber. So right now, Pudgy Penguins are gonna launch very soon. They're gonna launch their layer 2, which is called Abstract. So I just this is just a heads up because I really think that this team builds great products. We can see from the NFTs holding their floor prices very well. So I'm expecting their layer 2 definitely to become one of the leaders. So it could be an opportunity, of course. And it's gonna be created on the ZK rollup, which is probably the fastest technology regarding layer 2s. And definitely you can visit this website docs.abs.xyz to read in more detail what they're basically coming up with. I'm gonna have to actually research myself exactly when they're gonna come out with this layer 2, but I'm expecting this layer 2 to kill it in performance. So I may be completely wrong, of course, but let's see what's gonna happen. I highly recommend you definitely read about it a little bit because they are definitely building one of the strongest ecosystems in the NFT world. Then apart from that, the usual projects that that are definitely building, but the price is not reflecting, are Bored Apes, which run up to 25 ETH and now cool down to 16. A cheaper entry price would be Mutant Apes, which are around 3 ETH. Their all-time high was around 30 ETH. So I mean, I'm not saying you to buy in, but definitely to consider maybe studying them, because there's also if we go to degens.finance, we can see actually the charts for these projects. So if we go to Mutant Apes here,
Filippo, can you go ahead and tell us a little bit about what this degen.finance is? Very interesting platform. I've never seen it, so I definitely would like to know more information about it.
So degens.finance is a platform where usually NFT charts are not you can't really find them. I mean, there is the chart here on OpenSea, but it's not that that precise because it shows like the floor price only. Instead, on Degens here you can also basically put the USD price. So let's change it to the last 30 days here, 3 months. Sorry, let's wait that it charges here. So as you can see here, we can put it in. Now I have it set up in ETH, but if I go to USD, we can basically check the price in dollar terms. Now let's give it a few moments here. So basically, you could have bought in a Mutant for around 4,000.
Yeah, man, November. I missed out on that. I was gonna buy one, and I was like, no, I don't know. Maybe they're gonna go down lower. And I'm looking at them now; they're like doubled.
Exactly, and they weren't doubled. They were actually almost 4x.
That's insane. I should have bought it when I had the chance. I think the lowest I saw was around like 4,500, about $5,000, which I thought was a good deal. But at the time, NFTs, a lot of people were talking about how they were dead. They're like, oh, NFTs are done. And like all the top ones too. Like if you remember, DeGods was a really top NFT as well that did really terrible after a while. I think it was Azuki too as well, Elementals. That ended up falling quite a bit. So I remember during that time there was talks of NFTs being completely done, and now looking back, it's like, man.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's literally buying the fear, right? That's 100%. Why we want to buy the fear. Of course, it's not cheap, right? It's not cheap. full disclosure, I own a mutant. I've been to Ape Fest. So owning a mutant, owning a Bored Ape gives you access to their annual festival, which I've been to the one in New York, which was insane. You basically eat and drink for free. They rented all of Pier 17, I believe, the pier right in front of the Brooklyn Bridge. The location was insane. I remember I went there for NFT NYC, and NFTs were everywhere on Times Square. So that was definitely the peak. Like that was the, when Bored Apes were selling for 150 ETH floor. These were at 30 ETH. I paid mine way higher than this. Like I'm wrecked on this, full disclosure. But I'm still holding. I'm still a diehard community member because they have been building nonstop. Like they've been doing. They did the they did the Ape Fest in Lisbon this year in Portugal, the first one in Europe. I wasn't able to attend, but when I went to Ape Fest, I've seen like artists like Future, Lil Baby, I don't know, like The Roots play, and it was all because I had this NFT. It was my pass, and I had access to do 2 days out of 4. And the last day there was Eminem, Snoop Dogg, Lil Wayne. I mean, artists that you pay a lot of money in the US to go and see, and it was all free for me because I had this thing. So their roadmap is definitely looking bright as well, because they're gonna they're gonna basically build a clubhouse in Miami. So hopefully soon enough I'll be able to visit Miami and sleep there for free just because I have this NFT. So I mean, they have been definitely destroyed by everyone, both in sentiment and in calling them the biggest scam ever. But let's not forget that if you minted a Bored Ape in 2020 or 2021 when they launched, you would have paid $200 for this. These things, singular things, run up to 150. And in the meantime, you would have got a serum, so you could have made your ape drink this serum, which would transform your ape into a mutant, which is worth 3 ETH now. But at the time, it was 30 ETH. So you would have basically got a free 30 ETH. And then they gave you Ape Coin, which was hundreds of thousands of dollars in airdrop. So holding one of these at the time and holding it for 1 year would have basically turned $200 into like 700,000 in 1 year. So clearly it was a bubble, right? But now I'm glad that other projects are shining. If you go to the statistics here and you go to all-time high, Bored Apes has the highest volume traded ever in any NFT project, even more than CryptoPunks, which is the institution. It's like the Bitcoin of NFTs. They lost a lot of value as well. Now they're trading for 36 ETH, which is 130 grand, which is a lot. But these were trading at a floor price of like 100 plus as well. So they lost a lot of their value. But I mean, I remain hopeful, and I am bullish on projects that keep building. Pudgy Penguins is the perfect example. They've been building nonstop, and they've rewarded their community with this recent airdrop of hundreds of thousands of dollars, maybe not hundreds, but tens of thousands of dollars, just because you held one of these. And usually they keep rewarding you. And I expect big things from them with this new layer 2 launch. So stay tuned. Be aware of this abstract layer 2. Let's see how it's going to play out here. But if you want to see other price charts over here, this was definitely the ultimate bottom. I mean, I hope. And we've run up all the way to 20,000 almost. Now they're trading back down to 10,000. And I'm pretty convinced that at some point when altcoins are gonna, pop left and right, and people are gonna start pulling out profits, definitely they're gonna rotate back into the riskier spectrum of crypto, which are NFTs. They are the riskier spectrum. So high risk, high reward here. Like a month ago, you could have bought one at 5,000, 4,000. Now it almost run up to 20 in 1 month. So that's why, right? They could run up really fast. They could run back down really fast. So definitely not for the faint-hearted, but keep an eye on the entire, on the entire sector, because it's definitely not dead. I believe it's definitely not dead. Only the good projects are gonna survive. So now there's definitely been some good rinsing. Some projects were scams. Some projects just weren't, they didn't build anything. They were just cash grabs. But the good ones will survive here, I think. And definitely the Pudgy Penguins right now are the hottest. Are the hottest project out here. But if you want to get a lower price entry, so the mutant apes for the Pudgy Penguin world are the Lil Pudgies, which are going for 2.5 ETH right now. So I mean, if you're planning to buy something, maybe that could be a good price entry. Maybe you will get also some airdrops in the future, which is definitely a great feeling, getting free money like that. But yeah, so basically Pudgies were literally way lower than where they are right now in terms of dollars. Definitely. Let's see in terms of ETH. So in terms
I
of
also wanted to mention, like, when it comes to NFTs, I think from an outside perspective is a little bit more difficult to understand paying $100 to $200 million for a picture that really kind of has almost no use to it. But in the crypto space, the way these NFTs are looked at, they give you entry to like clubs, basically like what Filippo was saying. And what a lot of the people who are really deep into crypto, specifically DeFi, it's these NFTs, because they are such a high price. They bring in the value of bringing in more networking opportunities, because these NFTs are essentially kind of looked at as if you had a Rolex or a really expensive, Ferrari, a Bentley, a Rolls Royce in the real world. Most people will probably take you a little bit more serious if they see you in a really nice watch like that, or a car. But in the crypto world, none of that really matters. What they really look at is like, oh, he has a punks, right? Or he has a mutant ape, or he has an ape. So it's kind of a way to give yourself a position into entering either other exclusive groups that you might have never had access to, or it's really just a way for people in crypto to really flex. They're not really going to show off their Lambo or their Rolex. They're going to be showing off that the fact that they spent $500,000 on a picture. So that's kind of where the NFT world comes in. There is some real world use case, as Filippo mentioned, when it comes to either real events, physical events, or airdrops. But it's really, in reality, the way I kind of look at it, it's more of a thing to be exclusive for, like to say that you have that item. And that most people will probably not pay 50 to 100 and $200,000 for a picture, right? So I just wanted to add on to that.
Yeah, basically, to add on what John said, these are all profile picture NFT projects. So usually they were born with the sole intent of using it as a profile picture on Twitter. But right now they've been, they're worth so much money that if you do have a punk as a profile picture, you can grow your Twitter like way faster, because people, maybe take you more seriously. Right now, maybe that NFTs are not how hyped as they were in 2020. But in 2020, if you had a punk, on Twitter, you would have been you could have grown your
You'd be
profile.
basically instant famous right overnight.
Exactly. It's in crypto famous, right? For crypto people. But for example, right, this NFT, which is, there's 4 alien trait. So this trait here is the rarest trait in punks. So 0.09% of the entire collection, which are 10,000 pieces. 4 of them are aliens. This alien sold for 4,500 ETH, and the guy that bought it listed it for 4,750. 16 million this thing is worth right now. So would you spend 16 million on this picture or on a mansion? You know, like, so people in crypto have a lot of money, clearly, and sometimes they just want to flex, you know, how they say. But here, for example, this guy, the last time this thing was bought for 10 ETH. So whoever bought this did a, you know, jackpot basically right now. He listed it for 5,000. Clearly, he didn't sell it yet. But I remember when this sale happened. I think it was the highest NFT sale ever, 4,500. We can see down here. So I mean, it's definitely a world which is a bit you know, doesn't, like, logic doesn't really follow, but you know, sometimes that's how you make money in this space. Clearly, you know, here you can't buy anything here because it's too expensive, but in general, you know, when you mint something, if you minted one of these in 2017, this was the first ever PFP, profile picture project ever, and they call it pixelated art, right? These are all, every single token here is different. You won't find one token that's same as another one in this collection, and there's 10,000 pieces, as you can see here, and only 1,000 are listed. So it shows how you know, people are willing to hold these things. So, you know, maybe in 20, 30 years, these will be considered as the Picassos of crypto. They are already considered the top thing to own in the NFT space, punks. But yeah, going back to what John said, another use case of Bored Apes is that you can stake them. Actually, you can stake them, and you can basically you can another utility in the crypto world. If you have one of these, you can go to Ape Stake here. Let me see if I can find it. So you want to connect your wallet. Oh no. So basically, yeah, you go to this website, and you can stake your either your Ape coin alone, or you can maximize your rewards by staking 10,000 Ape plus a Bored Ape, and or you can put like a mutant with the max stake of 2,000 Ape, which is Ape coin, which is this project right here, which in the gaming sector is definitely something to consider, because they are building many things in the, let's call it, metaverse / gaming sector. So you can passively get paid into Ape coin if you stake your Ape or your mutant. So they do have this other utility, other than having access to Ape Fest every year, and soon enough to the clubhouse in Miami. And then, I mean, who knows? Because they usually they were the pioneers of they were the people that invented, like, the first let's say, airdrop in NFTs. Not the first airdrop ever, that was Uniswap, but they were definitely the pioneers in 2020. They made literally poor people multimillionaires. So who was lucky enough to mint these things in 2020? Also, if the price came down dramatically, you know, they are definitely better off than what they were before. Let's see what's going to happen in the future. I'm expecting them to ship some new thing that we don't even know about. But yeah, this is definitely the riskier spectrum of this world. DeFi is definitely something that you want to be more stick to, because you can definitely, for example, come here to synthetics.io, have some USDC on the base network, and you can make, you know, 42 annual by just pulling it in here. So clearly this is going to vary a lot. but this is definitely the best APY I've seen recently on stablecoins. So DeFi has definitely more utility in terms, and it has more, let's say, it can satisfy pretty much every investor out there, because you can definitely be in pools like this one, which is these are considered low risk pools because you just have dollars in here. But you can also go into more volatile pools or vaults and make more APY, clearly with the risk of holding volatile assets such as like ETH or whatever. But yeah, this is basically what I had to cover here. Maybe John wants to add to some things I said. Maybe I missed some things. Actually, I do have one last thing to show you here. So this map, this graph shows the liquidation leverage. So where the green lines are is basically where people will get liquidated because they shorted. So this graph here, clearly with this new move up from Bitcoin, is pointing towards a short squeeze, what we call it. People that were shorting the market here were expecting the price to go down. If the price goes their opposite way, at some point is gonna basically liquidate them. So whoever is longing, so whoever is betting on the price going up, is gonna get paid by the people that are shorting, that are basically getting liquidated. So here there's definitely a possibility of a short squeeze if the price of Bitcoin reaches 97, almost 98, which we are literally just almost there today. So 97.3. So Bitcoin would have to reach around 98 and 99, and the price could shoot back up pretty fast based on this liquidation heat map, it's called. So if it goes the opposite way, as I said, also here people will get liquidated on the opposite end, and you see here is where the highest volume is here, and this could bring us really fast down to the levels that I was talking about before, around 90 to 85K. So we always want to be aware of both directions. I think that the start of the year is looking bright over here in the short term, but I always want to keep a bit realistic as well, and always think that that I could be wrong and that the market could go the complete opposite way of what I'm thinking. So in conclusion, my bearish targets are 85 to 90, and in the short term, if we actually pass this level here, we can see the 100K real fast again. So just be aware of both scenarios. Be prepared to take advantage of the market if it goes down, or if it goes up. Don't get the FOMO. So don't be emotional about it. Just wait, because corrections will happen. So I'm expecting high volatility in 2025, even higher than what we are seeing here, because 2024 actually has been pretty much sideways for 6 months, all of this movement here, and there wasn't much volatility. 2025, I'm expecting Bitcoin to maybe go to 180 and then come all the way back down to 130, like big moves, which are very possible in crypto, looking at the past statistics. But that's kind of my prediction. Of course, I could be completely wrong, but I'm still very bullish on until Q2 of 2025. I think that we will see the final phase, the final parabola phase, where altcoins will pop, then NFTs will follow, and then once NFTs are peaking, that's when probably I'm gonna consider selling everything, maybe not Bitcoin but all my altcoins, and then I'll just get ready for the bear market. That's kind of my plan, and hopefully we'll be able to make money all together here. So John, do you have anything that you wanted to cover here?
Yeah. Let me go ahead and share my screen. Definitely do agree with you on a very volatile market. I do think that we could be expecting a lot of volatility moving forward. I do want to go ahead and share a few charts with you guys before we wrap it up. But here we go. Let's go ahead and so right now we're looking at crypto bubbles. Highly suggest all of you to go ahead and put this up as a bookmark on your page, cryptobubbles.net. This is a platform where you can go ahead and see the price action of every asset that is currently trending for the day. So as you see right now, market has picked up quite a bit. A few reversals right here you've seen throughout the day. I would still say we are in a neutral market. Now pivoting over to a crypto fear and greed chart right here is telling us the overall sentiment of the market. Currently, right now, we are at 49 levels of fear. And last week, we were at 74 with a level of greed. So as you notice, a lot of volatility in the market. I'm not going to touch up too much on liquidation since we had Filippo talk about it. But meme coins also, as you see, a little bit of a reversal right now on the green. So we're getting a little bit more of a market excitement, which is good. Now, I wanted to go ahead and share this right here, which is the poly market predicts a 78% chance of Solana ETFs. So very, very big. I'm not going to go too much into it because it's pretty much a speculation about an ETF. This has been talked about for Solana for already quite a long time, Ryan. First, it was with Bitcoin, now ETFs for Ethereum, which has happened back in July. And now everyone's expecting a Solana ETF. So it's going to be very exciting. As you see the market thinks there's a 78% chance. I think that could also be possible. So not financial advice, but I'd probably consider loading up on some Solana. Now, I do want to go ahead and talk about a gem, little bit of a sneak peek for all of those that are in our private community. A lot of the mentors have talked about these altcoins, one of them being Aerodrome. Aerodrome is the first decentralized exchange on the Base network. Base is the blockchain that was created by Coinbase. So the ticker symbol on this is AERO. Currently, right now, from his all-time high, which was a month ago at $2.33, it is currently at 30. It's down 35%. Now, what I want to go ahead and show you is that a lot of people are comparing Aerodrome with the token called Uni. Uni is Uniswap was the first DEX on the Ethereum network. And this token last cycle went as high as $44. So a lot of people are comparing Uniswap with Arrow. And if we use a website called marketcapof.com, highly suggest all of you to play around with these tools. If we were to go ahead and compare the market cap of Uni with the market cap of Arrow, so Arrow with the market cap of Uni, that would be a 20x. So $30. Also keep in mind, supply plays a whole different role, all of that, but just keeping it very simple. There is a lot of speculation that Aerodrome could be approaching over $10 plus this bull cycle. So I highly recommend all of you to check out Aerodrome. It is listed on Coinbase. As I mentioned, not financial advice, but a lot of people are comparing both of these tokens. Keep in mind, the supply is going to play a big role. So just keeping it very simple, but I really do believe Aerodrome could go ahead and go over $10. I think that's very doable. I'm going to go quickly into some Bitcoin TA. I agree with Filippo here with what we're seeing. Right now, we are seeing the market being a little bit more neutral into the market. We are entering an area of resistance at around the $97,000 range, but a key area to be in the lookout for is going to be around this 99,665. And I do believe that there's a possibility we could go ahead and break through. I'm seeing a pattern right here that could happen. That's a very bullish pattern. It's called an inverse head and shoulders pattern, which could potentially be happening if this is a bullish scenario for Bitcoin, where we will be having this neck out breakout, and then we'll be approaching new all-time highs. This is as for a bullish case. Now, as a bearish case, I do think Bitcoin could be going potentially retesting around the $88,000 range. So depending if Bitcoin doesn't pick up in strength, As we saw, there's a lot more liquidations to the downside that there is to the upside. But there is a possibility of a short squeeze. If we do see a short squeeze, it'll be some sort of move like this where just market quickly recovers. But we also have to keep in mind that we first need to go ahead and break above $99,000 before we see any possible movement to the upside. So key area of resistance is going to be around this $99,000 range and between this $97,000. So if $97,000 does get broken through, we are more than likely going to be experiencing the next resistance at around 99,000. But there's two case scenarios where if Bitcoin doesn't show any strength in the next coming, probably the next, what are we on? Today's Thursday, so tomorrow we'll see how market goes. But depending on how the market goes, there's two ways where we could either get rejected at 99 and it'll look something like this, or we'll be getting rejected at where we're at right now at this $97,000 range, and then coming back down, which I think is very, very doable for us to see some sort of move with Bitcoin going down to around $88,000, doing a fake out, slightly coming down to $87,000, and then now doing the reversal. So either way, I think in my opinion, the market is bullish. It just depends on what direction is it going to go. Is it going to go get rejected with a fake out, with a bull trap, which is very, very possible. I wouldn't be surprised if we see a move like this. The U.S. president's finally coming in, I believe, in the next 2 weeks. And I think, in my opinion, I think it's a buy the rumor, sell the news. So I wouldn't be surprised if we do see a shakeout in the market, pushing Bitcoin to around this $88,000 range, freaking everybody out, and then seeing a reversal. So we'll see how the market ends tomorrow. Depending on how the market goes on a Friday, it'll tell us a lot of data of how it's going to be looking forward coming into next week. But to keep it very simple, if Bitcoin and the stock market doesn't close too well tomorrow on a Friday, closes in a red, possibility that Bitcoin will be red next week. If we finish the week strong, high probability that this bearish scenario that I just talked about Bitcoin revisiting $88,000 is out the door, and we are going straight to the moon. Now, with that being said, we always want to stay neutral when it comes to this information. We never want to assume that it might go up or it might go down, right? So we want to stay neutral until we get that data that tells us exactly where the market's going. But if you go ahead and take a look at how Bitcoin has been performing, it has been creating higher lows. So I wouldn't be surprised if there's a possibility that Bitcoin does continue to get rejected. Like I mentioned, once again, this could be a bull trap, or it could also be a bear trap. So we're a little bit neutral in between. If it is a bear trap, then we are going to be seeing that short squeeze, as Filippo mentioned, where just Bitcoin runs up like nothing ever happened and quickly recovers. But I think it's going to be pushing more towards the downside, but we'll see where the market goes moving forward. With that being said, with Bitcoin, I do want to go ahead and show you quickly with Ethereum. Ethereum right now is looking pretty good. As Filippo mentioned about altcoins, I'm very positive onto that as well. I think, in my opinion, non-financial advice, this is a good time to be loading up on altcoins. As we're seeing right now with Ethereum, we do see a very strong area of support being held at around the $3,200 range and around the $3,500 range as well. So I do expect some sort of breakout very soon here. And then once Ethereum reaches that $5,000 range, I do believe we will be hitting a lot of these altcoins new all-time highs. Last chart before I end the call would be XRP. XRP looks like it's forming a bull flag pattern right here. So congratulations to all of those that are holding on to XRP. I definitely want to see this breakout out of this channel right here. If we do see this breakout, we are more than likely going to be retesting this $3 range right here one more time. Once we break out of that, our next price target will be $4 to $6 and above. In my opinion, I think for XRP community, for all those that are holders, I think my price target for this bull run would be between $8 to $12. It could go higher, but I do think $8 to $12 is very, very doable. XRP is looking very, very nice. So if you are considering a trade, I would probably wait for a confirmation of a breakout, which would mean seeing XRP break above this channel. So roughly, I would say around 250, 280. that would be your confirmation to go in and jump into your position. But also keep in mind this could also still be in this channel going down. So with that being said, that's pretty much it on my end. We are going to wrap things up. Anything else you have to say, Filippo?
Not anything particular. Just one thing was interesting that you said, that it's a sell, like Trump being in office could be a sell the rumor event, because people like the fantasy of something happening, but then when actually the facts are there, that's when reality hits maybe, and the people create these high expectations. So that's why that could definitely play, that could be a negative, let's say short term, which could help execute the thesis that we both covered today of this short-term rejection. But other than that, I think that it's just gonna be an opportunity. So you covered
100%.
everything. It's gonna be a great opportunity if that happens. So
I think both ways are positive either way. It just depends on the way you look at the market, right?
Exactly.
Well,
So
I appreciate you, Filippo. We are going to be going live next week as well, guys. So make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And if you guys are in our private community, make sure to go ahead and join Filippo's sessions. He is now officially a mentor here with us. So great job on that. He promoted from senior analyst to mentor. So go ahead and pay him a visit. With that being said, guys, if you guys want to go ahead and also check out our free community down below in the description, become your own bank down below. Make sure to subscribe. You could go ahead and catch us here every Thursday at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And with that being said, I hope all of you got a lot of information here with us today. And if you are new to our community, give us a try. If you are in our private community, I would highly, highly recommend all of you to join Filippo. As you see, he's very, very knowledgeable. And here at Decentralized Masters, the team works really, really hard to have the best people in here to go ahead and provide you the best information. So I really hope all of you got a lot of value in today's live stream. With that being said, I hope all of you have a great new year. Let's go ahead and make this year of 2025 be not only fun, but be also very, very successful when it comes to crypto. With that being said, I hope all of you have a wonderful rest of your day. Have a great weekend. Anything else you have to say, Filippo?
I have to jump off for my step 3 session, so you can join me there.
There you go, guys. Well, I hope you guys have a good one. Take care, and I'll see you guys soon. All right. Make sure to join our community.